you? How are you?
Yes. Welcome to Kenya. Karibu. How are you?
Much as many people are regretting the vote for President William Ruto, I don't regret. I think it was a good vote for one reason. We proved to this country that we are not tribal and we can back anybody. We also proved that we are people of honor and we keep promises. That to me is the importance of the vote of 2022. And I can assure you today, other Kenyans wants to work with us. Nobody can isolate us. Everybody wants to work with us because we are honest people, we are people of integrity, and we are straightforward. So let you not be worried that anybody can isolate this region. We are going to work together with the rest of Kenya. And now that we are working together with the Honorable Mother Karua, it even makes us stronger as we engage the rest of Kenya. The courts have cleared the way for IBC. Let the president now go and register and have the panel. Let us get IBC in place. There are constituencies with no representation. There are others who want to call their MPs. There are many issues that are going on, isn't it? So let the president now, let's have IBC constituted so that we start preparing for the general election in a proper manner, because the process is as important as the outcome. The way this country is going, there will be no country. Because the country is on downtrend in matters economy, theft of public funds, and too much corruption. And then again, intolerance and depression. Since the time of the white colonialists, brutal as they were against us, they never went for our children. This is the first time a government has gone for the children, our young people, the Gen Zs. We want to encourage our young people that they are on the right side of history. I want to affirm my children, my sons and daughters, the Gen Zs. Please carry on. You are doing a good job. And don't fear. Because if you don't, there is nobody else to do it. All institutions of oversight have been compromised. The Parliament, the National Assembly, the Senate. The opposition has been neutered. And I told President William Ruto to stop crying about the Gen Zs because it's his own creation, because nature abhors vacuum. Once you neuter the opposition, you compromise the institutions of oversight. Since nature abhors vacuum, another group will come up. And that is how our young people have come up to fill in that gap. But I want to tell the Gen Zs that what you are doing on the smartphone is very good, and we want to encourage you and we want to say congratulations. But it is not enough. The actual transformation of this great republic will be on the ballot. The public awareness on smartphone is good, A1. But the real transformation, the final transformation of getting a good country with good leaders will be on the ballot. So I want to ask the agencies to register, to take IDs, register as voters, and come out and vote. And if they do, they'll have completed the journey for us. It is their patriotic duty to do so, to make sure they have IDs and they have registered as voters. So good people, I want to say that I'm very happy. And we have had a good conversation with the Honorable Mother Wangari Karua, and we have agreed going forward we are going to work together with other Kenyans. And I want to assure you there are many Kenyans who are looking for leadership. We'll work together with other like-minded Kenyans, patriots, people who really care for this country. And I want to say that ourselves and many leaders are prepared. That we are not scared and we cannot be intimidated. Because if we buy fear, this country will be in a very big quagmire. So I want to encourage the leaders who have accompanied me here. My elder sister, we shall benefit a lot from her counsel. We'll consult her regularly alongside other Kenyans of goodwill so that we liberate this country. So today I will leave here a very happy man that now we have a leader now that we can work together. And she has the necessary experience, the necessary courage, and she'll be able to help us.
AFC is a very, very important institution as far as our development agenda is concerned. And I view this from two perspectives. One of the integral components of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda is agriculture. And one of the greatest challenges that we have been facing in the agricultural sector is access to credit. You are aware that financial institutions have for quite a long time lent at rates which can be termed as exorbitant, if not predatory. And this is where you come in as a lender of last resort to facilitate affordability of credit to those who are operating at the bottom of the economic pyramid. But in the same vein, I also see AFC playing a very, very critical role in the thematic area of micro, small, and medium enterprises, because we have got small businesses and medium businesses which are also domiciled in the agricultural sector. And the only institution they can run to over and above the Hustler Fund for purposes of funding for their agricultural production programs is Agricultural Finance Corporation. So we look forward to enhance performance of this institution with respect to widening of your customer base. And by widening your customer base, it simply means you lend to more people. Yeah? You bring in more people into your loan portfolio. The other area you really need to work on is loan recoveries. It has been a challenge also historically for this institution that you advance loans, but recovery becomes a challenge. So that's an area where you really need also to put in more effort so that you have got sustainability in terms of the financial base. If you are lending but you are not recovering, then you run the risk of becoming insolvent. Yeah? So as much as you focus on enhancing your customer base, you must also strengthen the mechanisms of recovering the loan. Specifically with respect to performance contracting, you are currently implementing your 2023-2024 strategic plan. Yes. And as a means of operationalizing that plan, you have broken it down into annual work plans. Yes. So the first work plan you had within the current strategic plan period is the 2023-2024 annual work plan. As a means of ensuring successful implementation of that, the government did get into a contract with AFC. So correspondingly, you also have a performance contract covering the period 2023-2024. In that performance contract, you had, in line with your core mandate and strategic themes, come up with specific interventions, programs, and activities to roll out. Those programs inform the basis or the foundation of the performance contract, but we went ahead to discuss and agree on what the expected outputs will be for each intervention or program in your performance contract. Over and above the expected outputs, we had very, very clear performance indicators and time-bound targets. So with respect now to performance evaluation, of course, we are evaluating the level or assessing the level of implementation of the performance contract. And now what now guides us, what becomes our Bible now, is the same contract, but with specific reference to the performance indicators and the targets that were set. So we are basically now looking for empirically verifiable evidence to confirm that those targets and indicators were met during the period 2023-2024.
Transportation wage bill, where we've been very intentional in supporting farmers, especially where we have the irrigation schemes. And this is basically to ensure that we are able to produce enough cereals. There is irrigation farms around the country. We have Ahero, and Bura, Bunyala, Mwea, and in all these schemes, we have been very intentional because we have branches there where basically we are ensuring that we tell our branch teams to go and target those customers with a view of ensuring that we are able to up productivity of those schemes so that we are able to produce enough, and hence the government is able to import less in terms of those particular crops. The other one is the edible oils, where we are also using our branches to impact farmers in those areas with a view of increasing production so that the government is not able, is able to reduce the wage bill in terms of the import wage bill. In addition to that also, I think the hinds and skins sector, where we have more than 2 branches which is doing nothing else other than impacting farmers in the livestock sector. And this is done through our Marsabit branch and also the branch at it's called what's the name of this place? Nyaururu, Narok, and Kajiando, where basically most of these farmers are actually focusing on nothing else other than livestock production. And to that effect, I think we have also partnered with some other government agencies like the Kenya Hinds, the one that is headed by Dr. Muhammad, to basically make sure that we are able to create more impact by leveraging on the cooperation between our 2 institutions. Yeah. We have already lent more than 400 million shillings to women. And in terms of the youth, basically because we realized that most of these people do not have the conventional collaterals. And this was basically playing into the financial exclusion. And to basically address that, we have been able to focus on the women and youth, and we have been able to design and come up with the product that are specifically targeted on them to basically ensure there is financial inclusion on their part. And to that effect, I think the government has also supported AFC through the Enable Youth program, where basically we are able to give youth loans. Some of them are interest-free, others are very favorably priced at 5% and with no collaterals. And I think to that effect, we've been able to push out more than almost 350 million shillings as of now. And the government has been able to avail more than 1.9 billion shillings. And maybe my appeal to the youth is also to visit our branches to learn more about how to get an Enable Youth loan. Yes. Because the money is there and the government has given us the money. All we are waiting for is for these youths to basically come to our branches so they can be able to be empowered from that perspective. So again, for the women, we have products which are targeting women. One of them is called MRAW, and basically this is a product that is meant for the women, and the interest rate is not as high as the normal loans. And again, it is based on the fact that women naturally are better payers than men, and that has been demonstrated through figures. And that's why maybe we want to encourage more women to come to AFC and be able to borrow. Lastly, sir, we are also mobilizing resources for wholesale lending application, where basically we realize that some of the customers do not have the normal conventional security, and especially the youth also and the women again. And what we've done is also to work through the cooperatives, the SACCOs, the microfinance institutions. And through these people, we've been able now, through these cooperatives and SACCOs and MFIs, we have been able to lend money to them at wholesale rates. And then they go and impact them downstream by making sure that the people who do not have the conventional securities, but they're operating within their areas, they're able to go and access money for impacting agricultural productivity.
We have a revolving fund of about 10 billion shillings. But because it's revolving, we don't have access to the 10 billion annually. What we are able to collect and lend out is roughly between 3 and 4 billion per year. And we have 47 or 48?
48 branches.
48 branches. They are not in all counties. There are some counties that have got more than one branch. but they are spread in all regions. If you look at, I think the biggest one is dairy. Dairy farmers are the ones that have really borrowed a lot of money from us. Beef as well, lots of customers in that area. But generally also speaking, there is 2 years ago we started an innovative way of supporting the government's initiative in tree planting. So now everybody that borrows money from us, there is a requirement that they commit to plant trees. I think it's 100, for every 100,000 is how many trees?
For every 10,000 we are lending, it's an equivalent of one tree.